Well, on the heels of a penny saved, Daniel Penny getting his not guilty verdict in a trial that never should have existed in the first place, it looks like they have the CEO assassin in custody now. It looks like he was caught at a McDonald's, of all places. Many interesting pieces of information to discuss about what he had on him when they caught him. Turns out there was a long diatribe he had. It looks like allegedly the weapon and many other things. Look, I know I read the comments and a lot of people are like, hey, I'm not mourning some CEO, whatever. I'm not either. Okay. What I'm saying is it would appear now we have some sort of leftist lunatic, some ideologue who thought they were going to change something and changed nothing. Now, certainly their message got out there. They might argue that. They might say, hey, my message got out there. You're talking about it. Blah, 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 blah. Well, that guy's already been replaced, and now you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. I'm not sure that this had the desired effect that you wanted, but looks like the man. By the way, I'm just reminding people all day today, our advent calendar, we got a little bit behind shipping it. We worked all weekend to get basically all caught up. Everything should be shipped out by today or tomorrow at the latest. So if you're waiting on yours, I'm sorry about that. You're getting a special little gift in your inbox coming soon. But also, since we're caught up now, promo code as another thank you, promo code 12days15, 15% off. Remember, the 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas. This is the absolute perfect gift for someone who likes coffee, cocoa, chocolate. If you're going to a party, a hosting gift, or for coworkers, secretaries, gift exchanges, 15% off today. Make sure you pick it up. Ends at midnight. You will absolutely have it in time for Christmas. We have extra staff. We have staffed up to fulfill these orders even faster. Now, police are reportedly questioning a man in Pennsylvania in connection with the New York City incident of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. NBC New York reported that the man being questioned on Monday was in or around Altoona, Pennsylvania. So this does seem to kind of lean towards the fact that maybe they did know who he was. I don't know how he got to Pennsylvania. Maybe they knew what bus he was on, all this kind of stuff. Where is this? Oh yeah. Also he had been found with a weapon similar to the one used, and everything else he was found with, to me, leads me to believe there's a very strong chance this is him. There's more information coming. Police have not named the suspect, but Eric Adams, New York's mayor, hinted on Sunday that authorities may be getting closer to publicly identifying the man in the photographs released to the public. Again, that's what happens when you flirt with girls. The only reason we had that photo, the only reason that photo existed was because he ended up flirting with some girl. Then we got a clear picture of his face, and he screwed up. The honeypot strikes again. Men will forever lose to the honeypot. Now, 2 additional images were also released of the masked man. Here he is in the back of looks like a cab, looking right at the camera. One final photograph without the mask was made public. They found the backpack full of Monopoly money. We know that. However, now look at this. A person of interest was just nabbed Monday in the United Healthcare CEO incident, busted trying to use a fake ID in a McDonald's. Now, I'm not sure what you would use an identification for in a McDonald's. That part is extremely odd. But the rest of the information here definitely leads me to believe this is the guy. Maybe he was stopped by police and he gave them a fake ID. Maybe it had nothing to do. Maybe he's just in a McDonald's when he was spotted. The man who sources say is being eyed for the assassin was taken, allegedly also had a manifesto on him when he was taken into custody by cops in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So he had a manifesto. Now, since we're going to find out if this individual is trans or not, if they are trans, then we'll probably never see the manifesto. If they aren't, and if there's some woke leftist, it'll probably be out this afternoon. That's how this stuff works. Almost certainly bet he also had a weapon, a suppressor, 4 fake IDs, and other items consistent with what authorities were looking for on the case. This is the guy. They got him. I mean, he had a nice little bit on the run. When did that happen? He had almost a week on the run. Eventually, the net tightens. Eventually, the rewards get too big. People start to, tune in, pay attention. You were in every newspaper, every blog, every video, every website. It'll be interesting to hear, I do admit, his story. And it'll be interesting to see what's in the manifesto. Almost certainly will be released again, unless he comes out as trans. He was nabbed by a tip. So they called in a tip. Kind of local cops. So he was at a McDonald's eating. Someone recognized him, called it in. The problem is, when you have like such an iconic look, hood up, mask on, everywhere you go, especially now that the coof is over, when you're dressed like that, people are going to be looking at you. People are going to be wondering what's going on. And somebody recognized him, called the cops, and he had everything. So the cops show up, he had everything with him. So it was a tip. That person's $10,000, $20,000 richer today, I assume. The bus came amid a manhunt for the masked assassin who laid in wait outside the Hilton on 6th Avenue, where Thompson 50 was set to speak to investors. Thompson dropped to the ground. Oh, we already know that. What's interesting here, a motive wasn't immediately known. Well, based on the video, I showed you this morning, I'd say that a motive was pretty obvious. It had something to do with either the insider trading or, just the healthcare industry in and of itself, or maybe it was a hitman hired in hopes of, getting, some sort of, it's not immediately clear if anyone has claimed the $10,000 reward. Well, that person who called in the tip should be given the award, I guess. Now, again, I'm reading the comments. I'm reading, a lot of you don't care. I think my coverage of it is being, I don't care either. But you don't get to just murder people. That's not how society works, all right? You don't like the healthcare industry, whatever. I mean, we all saw John Q, right? Maybe this guy, lost a member of his family and, something along those lines. I don't know. That doesn't mean he's not a murderer. The whole thing is wild to me, and the situation is, this happened moments after the Daniel Petty acquittal. Let's see if it's even making the news. It does not even make the news. Oh yeah, here it is. Altoona. You see, people in Altoona should be arrested anyways because of how they make their pizza. That's a pizza? That's not a pizza. Per Charlie Kirk, a man in custody Monday morning in connection with the United Healthcare CEO assassination. The man is being questioned in Pennsylvania per ABC. He's being called a person of interest, but I would think it's more than likely that this is the person that was caught. Looks like we're looking at some sort of, I don't know what's going on in the security footage. He had the similar weapon. He had the IDs. It's him. It'd be one thing if you had said, oh, he's also armed, because, you might make that argument like, well, sure. A lot of people aren't, but the fact that it's similar to that weapon, and he had the suppressor, and he had multiple IDs, this is the guy.
Harris, well, we never know exactly how quickly these things are going to move. All morning I've been in Central Park as these dive teams have been doing everything they can to find what I was told was the weapon, because
they didn't have it.
They couldn't track it down. Now investigators and NYPD police sources, Harris, telling Fox News that they believe they found a man who matches that same description of the gunman who killed that CEO in Midtown Manhattan. They found him at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Okay, that's like a 5-hour drive from where we are right now. We knew that the person of interest had possibly hopped on a bus and fled town. Now we're being told they believe they have that person of interest in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So we kind of talked about this earlier when I checked it.
Remember when everyone said, oh, he's a professional, he's definitely fled the country by now? Doesn't look like it. Looks like he stayed around for a Filet-O-Fish. I heard the McRib was back, so maybe he thought, well, I'm going to get one last McRib. Maybe he got the feeling, or he got tipped off that they knew who it was. Maybe some people around his family were getting phone calls, and so he put it together that, hey, they know who I am. The walls are closing in, so to speak.
in with you. Person of interest, suspect. They're keeping it at person of interest right now, and they're just saying he matches the description. But not only does he match the description for people watching at home, he also, according to investigative sources who are telling Fox News, he had the weapon they believe was used in this murder in his pocket. So this is what happens on the police, and it's still developing. But this person's at this McDonald's in Altoona. We've been putting these pictures out all across the country because it's been a nationwide manhunt. So they've been asking people, do you recognize this man in the photo? We want to talk to him. We think he was linked to this ongoing investigation. Well, somebody, Harris, said that McDonald's in Pennsylvania recognized him, called it into local police, and here we are right now. So if this ends up panning out and they are going to question.
Well, I mean, he had a manifesto. He had the same style weapon. He had fake IDs. Of course it's him. I get why, again, I guess it's possible that it's not. It's possible that it's not. But to me, it seems extraordinarily likely that it is, in fact, him. We're going to find out, I guess, a little bit more about his motive and, what maybe have driven his decision-making. It'll be an interesting day, certainly not a boring Monday. I hope you're informed by this video. Don't forget to get your 12 days of Christmas on sale. Promo code 12days15 over at coffeebrandcoffee.com. Link in the description below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.